nigga is trash and I finally get to make a video about it. People always ask if you had to fight Freddy Krueger, Jason, Mike Myers, or that Texas Chainsaw nigga, or whoever, who would you fight? And the answer is so easy. I'd violate the fuck out of this nigga Mike Myers. Like, bro, this nigga Mike is trash. Straight toilet water. Usually people, when their name is Michael or something, like they're at the top of their respective fields. Michael Jackson, Mike Tyson, Michael Jordan, Michael Phelps. I don't know what it is with these Michael niggas, but they're just built different. Even the top angel in heaven is called Michael, right? But this nigga Mike Myers is just a disgrace to all the entire Michael clan. Like, he's not built like them. If Michael Myers came up to me on that bullshit, I spit in his face. Like, bro, y'all think I'm capping. First off, this nigga spends his whole entire career beefing with bitches. Like, I can't respect that. And there's gonna be some idiots like, well, that's all these horror niggas. They all target little girls. Okay, well, shut up. No one acts. No one cares. None of them got violated like Michael did. So let's take it back to like the very first movie. Mike he's a regular kid until he sees his sister getting cracked by her boyfriend, and then he's just never been the same. He kills his sister and then gets sent to some psychiatric ward, or he gets institutionalized or whatever. But he eventually escapes like 15 years later, so he's like 21 now at this point. Keep that in mind. And he decides to stalk a teenage girl named Laurie Strode. Weirdo behavior, but whatever. He eventually catches Laurie lacking as, she's babysitting two little kids. Laurie runs from Mike because obviously, it's a grown ass, big ass nigga trying to chase her. So Laurie runs from Mike, but the door is locked, and the little nigga Tommy, that she's babysitting, is taking his sweet time getting to the door, like he don't hear her blood curdling screams of help. But whatever. She gets in the house, just just at the right time. She makes it just barely. She makes it into the house, turns off the lights, and I don't know what she was. I don't know. I guess she was probably expecting to catch him off guard by turning the lights off. I don't know. I don't know how she was going to do that when she's doing all this whimpering, but whatever. She arms herself with a sewing needle or something. It's something, I guess. She armed herself. Mike clearly hears her loud ass fucking whimpering and tries to stab her. He goes to stab her, but misses. This nigga is dookie, man. You cannot tell me this nigga's not trash. Laurie counters by stabbing him with the needle in the neck, dropping bro. Laurie sees he's down, grabs the knife, and instead of finishing the job, she drops the knife. Mike is so lucky this bitch is dumb. If he was beefing with some competent people, this nigga would have been dead. Laurie goes upstairs to check on, the kids. Not even checking to see if bro is actually, really dead. But, they keep trying to make Mike seem like this boogeyman who just never dies. No, y'all just never killed this nigga. Laurie's sitting there like, guys, it's okay, I killed him. The little girl's like, bitch, you killed the boogeyman? Are you sure? Even the little girl knew she was capped. All just in time for Mike to pop up behind them. Laurie runs behind the closet, right? Mike's weak ass can't even get through the barricade, so he just breaks the entire weak ass closet. Like, nigga, I would just torn that shit apart myself. And nigga, I'm not some demonic entity or whatever. This big ass nigga Mike with a fucking knife proceeds to get easily folded by a teenage girl with a coat hanger for a shank. This nigga is expired piss. You cannot convince me otherwise. Laurie snatches his knife and pokes Mike up, dropping him for a second time. This nigga got his... Man, y'all not hearing me. This nigga got his knife snatched and then poked up by it. Garbage. You think she learned from the last time and poked him up a bit more. But for the second time, she drops the knife and leaves the body just warm and breathing. Nigga just happily alive. Still breathing. Still stealing air from our world. Bro. I'm telling y'all. The only reason this nigga has survived as long as he has is because he's just beefing with the stupidest people and he's not beefing with real killers. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But whatever. She drops the knife. She leaves him. As he goes to the kids, tells them to go get help or whatever. So as the kids run screaming to the neighbors, Mike resurrects for the second time to no one's surprise, only to get folded for a third time. She even unmatched, bro. Having an 0-3 record against a teenager is almost unforgivable. I'm sorry. I don't care what none of y'all gotta say. I bet the horror villains clown Mike every day. Bro definitely is never surviving the group chat. After going 0-3 against some little kids, a grown man appears and instantly switches Mike's big ass down. Mike's like, oh shit, adults are here now. I'm not built to beef with grown ass men, and instantly dips. Now, I'm not even going to completely hate on bro. Surviving multiple shots and a fall from a second story building, and then quickly getting up and disappearing, that was pretty tough. On some like regular human shit before a demon, I'm not impressed, nigga. Jason would have ate them shots and not ran. He still would have had some nigga still would have had that Kobe in him, job's not done type shit. So after getting violated, Mike runs off to target another different little girl successfully. Bro had to get his mojo back. After regrouping, Mike, he gets Lori's low. Bro, like, hell no, we gotta run that back. He just couldn't let that amount of disrespect slide without sliding. He goes to the hospital where Lori is, even though I don't know why she's even there. Like, Mike ain't do shit to her. Like, the entire scuffle, nothing really happened to her. His ass should have been the one in the hospital, if we're going to be honest. Mike pulls up and gets lit up by the same nigga that fired on him in the first film. Nigga, 2 films in a row, this nigga getting fired on. Pussy. Then Lori's like, oh, it's my turn, pass the blicky, and fires on Mike too. This nigga 0-2 against these niggas. Stop beefing with them. This nigga gets lit up every single time he try to beef with them. Leave them alone. The guy eventually explodes Mike's ass, but thanks to them wanting to still make some more moves with this nigga, he somehow survives. What happens with his beef with Lori after all this is kind of confusing. Lori, I guess, dies in a car crash or something, but she has a daughter, so Mike decides to beef with the daughter. This nigga now has generational beef. He couldn't get Lori, so now her daughter Jamie has to deal with this nigga, bro. Like, this shit's not weak to y'all. He didn't even wait for her to become a teen this time. He learned his lesson. Nigga started beefing with a 5-year-old. And this is y'all GOAT? After unsuccessfully trying to kill a 5-year-old for like 2 movies and getting locked up by 12, his little cult comes to free him. And they, I guess they capture Jamie as well at some point. This shit's weak. Nigga need his whole gang to win a beef with a little girl. I'm convinced Macaulay Culkin would violate Michael Myers if bro pulled up for the 1v1. I cannot lie to you. His little cult gang captures Jamie, impregnates her at like 14, just so Mike can beef with that kid. Bro, what is going on with this movie? The kid she gave birth to was a boy though, so naturally Mike wanted to sacrifice the baby immediately. Late term abortion type shit. If he was struggling to kill little girls from that bloodline, what's a boy gonna do to him? That boy gonna violate Mike if he lets that boy get a little too old. So apparently Lori was never really dead. She just faked being dead. But apparently the continuity of these films in like the first 6 films are different because the writers couldn't find a good reason to explain why Lori abandoned Jamie, just for her to deal with Michael Myers on her own. But I guess they wanted her back, because she's Mike's biggest op. She's the only one that can really handle him, I guess. I don't know. In this continuity, Lori is still alive and, tired of having to spank Mike. So she fakes her death. Mike finally getting her low once again, immediately pulls up and kills Lori's boyfriend. Lori's fed up, tired of running, and wanted to get back for a dead man. So she decides to slide for her boyfriend. Lori, for like the 5th time, puts belt to ass, almost killing Mike. But some nigga named Ronnie tells her to stop, I guess, or whatever. At the end of the movie, Lori finally learns her lesson and decides to actually finish Mike off by beheading his ass. But turns out that wasn't Mike. The one time she finally decides to finish the job for once is when she gets the wrong person. Shit, weak as hell. So now Lori, she's all guilt-ridden on killing the wrong person. She's sent to a psychiatric ward, herself. But she knows Mike is going to pull up on her because bro has no life. He's obsessed. His whole life is pretty much beefing with her. Lori once again puts belt to butt cheek when Mike pulls up and whoops him. But her since she's still dealing with that guilt from killing the wrong person last time. So and that guilt gets the best of her, making her hesitate, while confirming that this is actually Mike that she's about to kill. But that gives him a chance to stab her, finally killing her. And there we go. After a dozen movies, he finally gets to kill the girl he's been stalking since she was a teenager. These niggas been beefing for decades at this point. It was crazy, bro. That's her baby. That's his baby sister. This nigga beefing with his own baby sister. Nigga, that's some slimy shit. I can't even lie to you. Now that he finally killed Lori, you might ask, what does Mike have to do now? What is Michael Myers' life after this? Absolutely nothing. This nigga is so bored he spends the rest of the movie beefing with Busta Rhymes and killing some college students. It's complete ass. And that's how the fucking Halloween franchise ends until they revive it with some more movies. They sit there and pretty much they're like, yeah, the whole the whole 9 movies, however movies they made of this nigga beefing with little girls, scratch all that shit. Nuke the entire franchise. We're starting over, and they did some more movies where he's still beefing with Lori. This nigga biggest op was a teenager. Keep that in mind before y'all sit there and want to compare this nigga to niggas like fucking Jason Voorhees or Freddy Krueger. And yeah, I know Freddy Krueger was beefing with little kids too, and so was Jason, and pretty much all these niggas. But I don't care. Michael Myers' ass. Y'all can't tell me otherwise.